This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 2 men killed in Bull Bay. 2 men were shot dead by gunmen in 11 miles Bull Bay in St. Thomas on Saturday. They have been identified as 60-year-old Joseph Peterkin of Gully in 11 miles and Andre Wright, a resident of Judgment Hill, also in 11 miles. Investigators reported that about 11:50 p.m. Saturday, men carrying rifles and handguns went to several homes in search of 2 individuals. They reportedly went into the yard of the target and fatally shot Mr. Wright, who lived on the compound. It's reported that they also went to another yard where the 60-year-old man was also shot dead. Mr. Peterkin reportedly used a machete to sever the finger of one of the gunmen when they entered the yard in search of his son, whereupon he was shot. No motive has been established for the attacks. Jamaican in Cayman Islands pleads not guilty to allegations of molestation. A Jamaican in the Cayman Islands is facing court following allegations that he molested his preteen daughter. The 48-year-old man who appeared in court on Friday pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of defilement and 3 counts of abuse of trust. The man was released on strict bail conditions, which include a curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., not to go within 100 yards of his daughter's school, not to contact several witnesses, and to provide a surety of $2,000. His trial is set for February 2022. It's alleged that between July 1, 2018 and January 31 this year, the Jamaican had sexual relations with his daughter, who is under 12 years old. No decision yet on next move, says Richie Stevens's lawyer. Richie Stevens's lawyer, Christopher Townsend, says no decision has yet been made on the next step for his client. On Friday, Elaine Lim, a Singapore-based beatboxer and a video editor who goes by the moniker General Ling, uploaded a video to YouTube in which she alleged that she was sexually assaulted by the Jamaican entertainer while on tour in Australia 2 years ago. This happened in 2019. Here we are at 2021, and I still remember, said a tearful Lim of the alleged incident. Stevens has denied the allegations, with his lawyer calling the claims a character assassination. This is a publicity stunt by the lady, so we call it out as that. On the other hand, we are not interested in assassinating her character. Basically, he has responded in hopes that she learns her lesson and to cease and desist. Certainly, if there was something credible, the authorities in Australia would have taken charge of the situation and Richie would not have been let go, Townsend said during a telephone interview with his client and the news. As it relates to whether or not we will be taking legal actions, Stevens has given us instructions to connect with our counterpart in Singapore and to alert them of the possibility of a suit, but as to whether or not we are going to go full-blown, we don't know yet. Certainly, he has asked us to position ourselves for one just in case he makes the decision to file suit. It may not even be necessary because really and truly, a suit like that may not be useful. It may only benefit her to give her the attention she is asking for, he continued. Townsend further said he is unconvinced the claims will move past the court of public opinion. The court of public opinions, unfortunately, has always been positioned to accept foolishness and accept baseless allegations, and even when the evidence is there otherwise, people are generally skewed towards believing things that are fictitious, Townsend told the news. He added that nobody spends the time to think about anything that's too hard. What they do is grab onto the next sensational piece and run with it because it quenches their desire to tear down other people, other human beings. So the court of opinion is where it is, and Mr. Stevens will have to ride it out, unfortunately. He said Stevens was the subject of a criminal investigation in Australia in 2019, following which he was allowed to leave on the terms that the allegations were found not credible. Stevens revealed that he contacted Townsend at the time he was detained in the foreign country. While I was detained, I called my attorney, Mr. Christopher Townsend, who advised me what to do, and at the end of that investigation, they found her allegations were simply baseless. I am really sorry for her to know that she would go that far to try and get some recognition, Stevens said in a video response following Lim's post. The news could not confirm with the Australian police the findings or details of the case. Townsend said that the resurfacing of Lim's claims will not have implications on the reputation of his client, despite living in a Me Too era, because the claims are simply not true. There is a saying that you know you're a star when people want to tear you down, so I suppose it comes with the territory, but these things don't last too long. When you dissect it, it's really nothing. The thing is, the industry is governed by persons who look at things in a critical fashion, so we do not anticipate it will hurt him much, he said. Like many storms, like many unfortunate incidents, they will do their damage. It's just to minimize their damage and to move on. Certainly, it's not uncommon for persons in the public eye to get this kind of thing, so he is just getting his fair share of it now, Townsend continued. Lim and Amanda Hill, the police investigator, listed on the victim's copy of the police report, shared by Lim via Google Drive, have not yet responded to the request for a comment sent by the news. Long wait for improved Access to Information Act, said Morgan. Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Robert Morgan, has blamed a packed legislative agenda for further delays in the long-awaited amendments to the Access to Information Act. Speaking on the final day of Right to Know Week 2021, Morgan said the amendments to the ATI Act, for which the Press Association of Jamaica has been pressing since 2011, are not likely to happen anytime soon. I do not expect us to have a new law until probably late 2022-2023 because the legislative agenda is very packed. I think that this is a little ambitious, but I think if we push, we can get it done, he bluntly declared in response to a question from immediate past president of the PAJ, Dion Jackson Miller. Morgan, who spoke on the importance of access to information laws and implementation to build back strong institutions for public good and sustainable development, explained that he also has been inconvenienced. Our legislative process is very challenging. I personally, as a minister, have about 2 or 3 pieces of things that are there as well. We have to keep pushing to get from AG that whatever we write and submit is synchronized with the laws that we already have on the books, and there is no conflict. I expect that within a couple months, probably 3 or 4, it will leave from AG, then to Cabinet, and after that, you will have the ability to have consultations. Passed in June 2002, the ATI gives citizens and other persons a general legal right of access to official government documents that would have otherwise been inaccessible. By recognizing and upholding this right, the Act aims to reinforce fundamental democratic principles vital to improve more transparent government, greater accountability of government to its people, increased public influence on and participation in national decision-making, and informed knowledge of the functioning of government. Speaking in August 2017, then PAJ President Dion Jackson Miller noted that Section 38 of the ATI Act states that it shall be reviewed from time to time by committees of both houses of Parliament, and that the first such review shall be conducted not later than 2 years after the appointed day. She further noted that a review had taken place, though late. The Act came into effect in 2004. It was not until 2008, however, that both houses of Parliament passed resolutions calling for the establishment of a joint select committee to examine the Act and make recommendations arising from the review. The former PAJ president argued that the joint committee made some important recommendations, even though it could not have gone further to improve the Act. Nevertheless, the enactment of those initial recommendations would give us a much better system than we have now, she said. Make access to vaccines more comfortable and convenient. With the Jamaica government struggling to effectively distribute vaccines across the country, the chairman of the National Health Fund, Howard Mitchell, is recommending a different approach towards the vaccination program in an effort to prevent any further dumping of expired vaccines. The health authorities were forced to dump approximately 60,000 doses of expired AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines last week. Mr. Mitchell, the man tasked with sourcing and procuring the vaccines, told the news that this should not happen again. In an interview on Sunday, he highlighted a number of approaches which he said should assist in preventing a repeat of vaccines having to be dumped. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.